They sent me home because I sneezed. So I got fired because I gave one of the cooks alcoholic beverage from the bar in a kid's cup. While I'm at it, I might just have a drink with you. Alright, so my boss loaned me out to another department for a couple of months when they needed immediate help. The resulting work I did saved the company millions of dollars. The company announced that they were doing layoffs, and I was included in the layoffs because I wasn't contributing anything to my department. What? Oh, hell no, bro. They wouldn't even have a company if it wasn't for you. See, and that's what I'm saying. Stuff like this, why people be like, you gotta do a 2 weeks notice. Bro, they don't give you a 2 weeks notice when they let you go. I was working as a short order cook and the owner wrote up a ticket, handwritten, no point of sale system. I made the food and sent it out. The owner comes back and tells me to remake it because I made the wrong food. So then I told him this is exactly what was written on the ticket. He started arguing back with me, telling me that I was wrong. I asked him to go and check the ticket, which proved that I was correct in what I made. He wrote the wrong thing on there. I got called into the office the next day by his wife, and I was told not to come back. So you basically got fired over something you didn't do. Or, I guess something you did do. You made the correct order, so it's the owner's fault. How the hell is it your fault? I elbowed the owner of a restaurant I was working at because he grabbed my toasty while I was picking up an order from the kitchen. He grabbed me from behind, so I elbowed him hard in the gut. And I was 17. I was fired that same day. I had a job where the whole crew would sit in the back of the break room for the last hour of the shift. I hate sitting around, so I would clock out and leave. The company fired me for saving them money and not sitting around getting paid to do nothing. I mean, the way I see it, you pretty much were kind of snitching on everybody else. They're probably seeing the difference. Like, wait, why was Michael leaving early? Huh? That's what they didn't like. I don't agree or disagree, but yeah, that's probably what happened there. They found out they weren't actually working. This person was fired for not going to company parties or social hour events. No clients were ever there, it was just coworkers. There were no issues about my actual work or productivity, and I got along with everybody at work. I just wasn't interested in that sort of stuff, and they lost interest in me, which is when they eliminated me. Sometimes you unfortunately have to fake it to make it. This person was fired while working at the mall. So I requested 4 days off and they were all approved by the boss. So I took my 4 days. I came home to my answering machine having a bunch of messages from the boss asking me, "Where are you at? Ain't you coming to work? You better be stuck in traffic." And it escalated to, "Sorry, but you know that it's no call, no show. You're fired." Within a matter of minutes. I went into work, showed her the request with her signature. They're like, "Oh crap, yeah, I totally forgot about that. I am so sorry." So I'm like, "Cool, when's my next shift?" They're like, "Yeah, you're still fired. I already did the paperwork." Damn, you were a great employee too. This person said they were bipolar whenever they were not on their medicine. The craziest part for me is like, what do you mean I already did the paperwork? You are literally the boss. You probably own this company. You can easily rehire them. It's not that deep. So I got fired because I gave one of the cooks an alcoholic beverage from the bar in a kid's cup. He used to hook me up with coconut shrimp and fiesta rolls. They fired both of us. So I've worked in food service, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Like constantly hooking you up with tacos, burgers, whatever. And they never ask a question. They never really even ask for anything in return. While I'm at it, I might just have a drink with you. I was fired for doing my job too quickly and sitting down for the rest of the time. I was a gas station cashier for third shift, so I was like, why should I have to stand when I'm the only person in the store? And the manager was like, it's a lot more professional if you stand versus sit as you're supposed to be working. And that's when this person replied, "Okay, but why do you sit in your office?" I mean, I kind of get what they're saying because you're a cashier and the manager probably is in an office doing accounting, bankroll, whatever, but I personally don't agree though. Like, if there's no customers, now if there's something to do, if you could be stocking some produce or whatever the hell, then do your job. But if you have done everything there is to do, let them chill. Alright, so this isn't why I got fired, But this is why I didn't get a job. I was 16 and looking to work at a Dairy Queen as my first job. My mom drove me to the interview and I was super nervous. My mom looked me square in the eyes and told me, "Just be honest and be yourself." So I walked into the interview, and when he asked me, "How long do you think you'll work here?" I responded, "Until something better comes along." They sent me home because I sneezed and I was forced to get a COVID test. Then when the test came back negative, I was terminated for abusing pandemic policies to stay home. Bro, that's gotta be illegal. And if it's not, it should be. They lowered my pay, so I started sleeping at work and only did half of what they asked me to do. It took them 3 years to fire me. My mother-in-law's boyfriend is an alcoholic and not a functioning one. He works at KFC and makes sexual comments to the underage girls and buys them alcohol. He has been to jail twice in the 2 years he has worked there, both times for DWI. He even passes out in random places while at work. Miraculously, they still have not been fired. Bruh. It amazes me. Some companies apparently just don't care. I gave my employee meal to my mother. That's literally it. That's all I did. I didn't like the food they had that day, so I had my mom bring me lunch and I gave her my employee meal. Apparently that was considered theft, so I was fired. I got a drywall job with 0 experience. They offered me meth and I said no. I got fired for not having enough pep in my step. No thanks, please keep your pep. Bro, that's not pep in your step. That's drugs in your system. What are you talking about? I worked in a kitchen, washing dishes. I filled up a glove with red food coloring and pretended to cut myself with a knife, spilling red food dye everywhere. A waitress who had just walked back screamed and dropped a tray full of dishes. I didn't even get to finish my shift. I mean, I could kind of see that working on like April Fools, maybe, but then again, not blood, bro, especially not in today's day and age. I was a lunch lady, and the student didn't have enough money to pay for his lunch, so I paid the balance for them. I was immediately fired on the spot and escorted from the building. Dude! It's these kind of little things that make me lose faith in humanity. Come on now. She's just helping out a kid. They ain't got enough money. Were they supposed to starve? I do know that there's programs for the kids that come from low-income housing, but still, come on now. You ain't gonna do nothing but throw the food away.